All right. Hey, folks, welcome to our Zoom Up. This is our meetup on Zoom. My name is Michael Huggins, coming to you live from Tennessee. You got my co-host, Scott Rowe. What's up, Scott?
Covering the Midwest, here I am, Michael.
All right. And folks, we have an amazing story today. Now, the whole premise behind these shows, this episode, this whole idea, these Zoom Ups, these meetups on Zoom, are to bring you stories of transformation from real estate investors and entrepreneurs inside of our community. These are people who have embraced our process, taken the training, linked arms with us, and now are radically changing their lives using real estate as a vehicle to get what they want out of life. And the same thing happened for me. Scott, tell the folks a little bit about your story and your background. And
Yeah, man, I came in making $212,000 a year as an executive. Actually, my wife and I met in the same company, doing pretty good, 212.50. Company went digital. We lost the jobs. We subsequently lost our places to live and had to rent. Life was tough. My wife dragged me down to an event around this community. I told her it was going to be a scam, and I had to admit I was wrong. So today, we've done all kinds of real estate, everything from short sales, wholesale, rehabs to buy and hold. We're partnered up on a 79 properties right now. Life has definitely changed, and I've gotten a chance to help over 15,000 people find this group in the last 13 years. So it's been fun.
nice. And we are making tons of transformations and we're documenting them. So here's another one of our amazing students, investors, community members, helping people as well as helping himself transform. He's been around for a couple of years now, and he's got an interesting background, where he came from, how he found us, and now what he's doing. So everybody, help me welcome to the stage, Mr. Alex Wojcik.
Yeah, Alex.
Welcome, Alex.
Hey, thank you, Michael. Thank you, guys. So really happy to be on here. Before I do get started kind of with my story and my background, so you know who you're listening to, my name's Alex. I'm from Broomfield, place outside of Boulder, Colorado. And right now I'm 28 and I have 5 deals going on currently. And a couple properties that I own, a rental property, a new place that I'm in right now that we got, and we're almost at about, 40% LTV, which means we got about 60% equity. So someone to, maybe see and be like, wow, that's possible. Because there was a time when I didn't think that entrepreneurship was possible, and it's just this far out distant land. So my story to begin is, I graduated from college in 2016. Everybody told me leading up to that the best way to accumulate wealth and be successful is to work for a Fortune 500 company. Right out the gate, I worked for a Fortune 200 company, and they got me with the golden handcuffs. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced that, your benefits. So you get your benefits and you get your paycheck and you get just enough to not leave, but you're making just enough to stay. And I found out there's got to be a better way. So started going online, went to a couple of seminars, and they were just a giant pitch fest. And unfortunately didn't learn anything, but the money I invested into that helped me really see that there is a way. I got invited to an event, and I came down and I met some people, and I was like, wow, these people are really doing some cool stuff. This person doing commercial, this person buys land and then flips it every couple of years. This person's doing fix and flips. And that was in about 2018. And I got involved, and I was working at Zillow at the time. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the company Zillow. Great company, awesome. Also a Fortune 100 company. And so I get in there and I start asking people, I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing? What asset classes are you guys in? What real estate investments do you guys hold? And everybody's like, come on, man, we got like free coffee, free food over here. Just don't worry about that. And I was surrounded by people, like Scott, making $100, $200, $300,000. And I was just like, goodness gracious, this is crazy. But everybody's just kind of, I hate to say, broke at another level. They have a $0 a month cash flow pattern, and people, they're working till they're 60. I was like, there has to be another way. So I really dove into this education, got involved with, people that were doing real estate. They were, I was like, hey, if I give you some of my time and I'm doing these, studying these things, will you help me? And so by doing that, I was showing them that I was taking action, and people were taking me seriously. And I kept getting plugged into what I should do for business credit over here and what I should do to go door knocking and find deals and communicate with people. And it was just an awesome experience. And, I've been doing this full time. I left Zillow December 31st of 2018. And gosh, we're in 2021 now. So During that time, I've done, I think, I don't know, like 3 handfuls worth of deals. I've done some, wholesaling deals. That's where you get a property at one contract and you arbitrage it and sell it at a higher price. You never actually take title. I've done that. I've done some fix and flips. Currently, right now, we have a property on Kentucky Avenue on the west side of Denver. We're fix and flipping that when we get possession. On Sunday, we have one in North Denver that we're doing a fix and flip on. And then we have another one that we're doing a fix and flip on, also in North Denver with a Section 8 tenant. She's been there for 15 years. We're going to probably turn that into a cash flow situation, and then a couple of short sales. And now I'm starting to get into multifamily and some commercial deals, more or less, a lot more opportunities. And I did all of this without a real estate license, which a lot of people really wonder. They're like, should I get a real estate license? Should I not? I'm a type A type of person. So if you have that type of question, feel free to reach out to me. I have a spreadsheet that explains, the positives, the negatives, and observations of having a real estate license and being a licensed investor and not. I've done all this without being one, and I decided to get my license because now I have a lot of people reaching out to me. And, this community has just opened up so many doors for me to be able to connect with people and starting to get into land and structuring multi-million-dollar deals. We're looking at one in Commerce City. Well, actually one in Commerce City, one in Brighton, and six duplexes. And being able to structure this, I'm just really excited. So, I really couldn't have done this alone. A lot of people say that you're self-made, but what that means to me is that you decide yourself to make it. And there's no way that I'm self-made, because I have, my parents, my wife, the people in this community. If I didn't have other people who believed in me, there's no way I could have made it. And one thing I think a lot of people miss is you could go out there and learn all the strategies you want. You could watch YouTube. You could spend weeks at a time watching it. But if you don't actually have people around you that are doing it, you're just going to have a lot of knowledge. And, knowledge, they say knowledge is power. I think applied knowledge is power. So when you can plug in with other people that are, rocking and rolling, you could really figure this thing out. And if you're curious to get things figured out, there's me, there's other people in the Denver area, wherever you are in the country, there's people all over doing this stuff. And my timeline of growth has just been exponential. My first year involved, I made a couple thousand. Second year, I made, 5 figures. And this last year, I netted, not grossed, I netted over $100,000, which is, that's great news. For someone who went to college, it's just been great.
Nice.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sorry.
Yeah, I had a question.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, so I want to be clear, like 2016 is not when you met us, right? 2018 was when you met us, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying that 2018, when you got started, a couple thousand, then 2019, 50, and then 2020 over 100?
You're
right?
correct. Yep.
What did you do so before you met us, you did mention 2016. Was that working at Zillow, or is that or did you do real estate?
No, I didn't do any real estate from 2016 to 17. No, I was pursuing another licensing venture. I was trying to create a product, take it to an established company, and have them pay me a royalty fee, more or less. Yeah.
So I was okay. So 2018, meet this group, and that's when your real estate investing career began. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And how fast did you get that first deal under your belt?
Well, it's actually funny. I took some of the classes, and I wouldn't necessarily call this a deal, but it was my personal property that I got. So I leveraged what I learned in one class to use my W-2 income to qualify for a loan. Mm-hmm. And I was able to, get a house. I started house hacking. And then I think it was maybe 2 weeks after that. So about 5 weeks after that, I bought my own house, and I had my first deal that I was working on, and I got paid within about 3 months of getting involved.
Nice. Okay.
Wow.
Good.
Way cool.
Yeah.
So when you said you went to college, you got a degree. What did you study, and what was your degree in?
So my degree was in business management.
Business management. So you spent all that time studying that, and then end up for some reason they shove you into a job, but then you're like, I don't want this. And then you come here and you start taking these classes. You already got a degree in business management. What was it like taking the training and the education here in comparison to the academic world of business?
Well, there was just a lot of theory, right? And so I was taught a lot of theory by people who weren't practicing it. So that felt like there was a giant gap. So when I started studying this, I was learning from people that, you know, were instructional practitioners that were practicing what they preached, and they actually did it. And they actually have success of students and other people behind them that have been following their strategies. So it was a lot easier to implement because there's other people who have gone down that path instead of just a theory.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, there's definitely a big difference. What's it like now? I mean, you're married, you got plenty of houses, things are going. What does 2021 look like for you?
2021 looks awesome. So I'm going to complete 30 transactions this year. I want to have 8 retail clients. So, I mean, last year, I think I had 7 or 8 people that came to me and said, hey, Alex, will you help me find a house? And I wasn't in a position to do that. So right now I'm really building my business. I have a business partner. We have a virtual assistant. I'm working on doing kind of 2 sides of my business. I have, you know, cold calling. So where we're going to be cold calling people. And then I also have door knockers, and I also go out and door knock and talk to people, you know, kneecap to kneecap, because there's a lot of people sending out mailers, ringless voicemail, text messages. And when you learn some of these strategies and negotiation strategies, I mean, just the way that you're able to connect with people, you really don't have any other competition than yourself. So 2021 is, I'm looking to net 200,000 annually and, you know, get 30 transactions done.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, we believe in you. We're here to
28,
support
man.
you.
If you listen, what I love about these stories is that the 50-year-olds like me are like, like, you know, I started when I was 38 years old, right? So I meet guys like you at 22, Michael, and I meet Alex now at 28. I'm like, if somebody could have just yanked me out of corporate America earlier.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's a good point, folks. If you hear that from Scott and you think of other people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, not necessarily happy in corporate America, introduce them to who we are. We do these Zoom ups every day, Monday through Friday at noon Mountain Time. You can put them on here.
And there's a bunch of recordings, so you don't have to wait till tomorrow trying to squeeze it into a schedule, right? So you want to tell them about that, Michael?
Yeah. So Alex, thank you so much for sharing your story. We're going to have you out at the end of the year so we can recap and hear how it goes. And, awesome. You know, when you get to say goodbye to the golden handcuffs and you really have that true freedom, you get to wake up when you want with the people you want. I mean, there's a smile on your face. I remember when we first met, you were a different person. You were very kind, but you were very timid. It was like you weren't sure about money and things and investing, and that timidity kind of held you back for a minute. But I saw a change in you, and now look what's happened. So congratulations, man. Keep it up.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, now folks, we got a huge library of these. I think this is episode 55 now or something like that, 56. So we are on a roll. And so go catch that library, get back with the person that invited you here. They can send you the playlist, the whole link. And then what you're going to want to do after that, or instead of that, is get to our intro. We need to tell you all the details about who we are, what we do, how you can link arms with us. And then we have a workshop coming up on the 23rd. It's all about how to fix and flip multifamily properties. So we hear all the time about fix and flipping single family homes or duplexes, but what about a 20 unit or a 40 unit building? And what's the timeline and the cost and the scheduling? Well, the gentleman who's going to be running that has flipped $5, $10, $50 million properties, and he's going to show the process and the steps to do that. Now, that is by invitation only. It's not open to the public, so you're going to need to be invited. Ask the person who got you here today, whether you're here live or the recording, to get that link, get you registered. You're going to want to be at that one. It's amazing.
Hey, one other thing, you mentioned intro and workshop, but there is property tours on a weekly basis. So you can actually see the real deals that some of the students are doing, catch the numbers. They're quick. They're, 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops to run through a PowerPoint. So you get to, functionally see what's happening with a deal being done by a student in this community. So.
Yeah, we actually do, between Scott and myself and our team, we do about 200 property tours a year.
Yeah.
There is a lot going on. So, it's your year, 2021. Face it, own it. No one's going to come out here and
Absolutely.
save you. No one's going to give you a job. No, that stimulus check, come on. The people in our community you heard Alex, he's having his best year ever. So don't settle for anything less than what you want in life. And if you need some extra help, you need some education, you need a team around you to help you do that, we're here for you. So schedule a strategy session, get back with the person invited you here. They know the path to take you on so that you can find out exactly how you can get the benefits that we're currently receiving from this community. So real estate has its own risks. You got to be careful with that, but the potential is huge. So with that being said, everybody, we look forward to seeing you on your next one. Schedule your strategy sessions and we'll see you soon. Have a
You
wonderful
guys,
day.
thanks guys.
Have a
Thanks,
good one.
Alex.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Michael.